over.
That is true. Alright.
I just realized Vanco's up on.
Welcome back to Ace Attorney, Phoenix Wright. Today is October 18th, 10 a.m. District Court Number 4, courtroom. I did not.
I'm gonna be honest here. I'm paying more attention to my phone.
I did not even read that in the right order, but you know.
Yo, Captain Nemo.
Captain. Alright, here we are. You're the judge, remember?
Court is now in session for the trial of Mr. Will Powers.
You're also it.
The prosecution is ready, Your Honor.
British.
You act like he doesn't look like he has a British accent, even though he grew up in fucking Germany.
In the anime, he has a British accent. Dub.
Yeah, that's what I said. You act like he fucking doesn't have one.
I know.
He's from America, grew up in Germany.
The defense is ready, Your Honor. Get off there, pal.
Very well, Mr. Edgeworth. Your opening statement, please. The prosecution will show the court that at 2:30 p.m. on October 15th, the defendant, Mr. Will Powers, killed fellow actor Jack Hammer in Studio 1 of Global Studios. It is impossible for anyone else to have committed this heinous crime. The evidence presented during the trial will all point to this fact. I see. Very well, I would like to move on to some testimony. Mr. Edgeworth, the prosecution may call its first witness. Very well, I call a most familiar face, Detective Gumshoe, to the stand. And I'm Gumshoe. Detective, if you would briefly describe this case to the court.
You're every character except Phoenix in this.
Yes, sir! I'll explain with the guide map here. To understand this case, it's important to grasp the layout of the studio. See, this here is the employee area. The actors do a run-through of their action scenes for the morning here. This is the main gate to the studios. The security lady that works at the studios was here at 1 p.m. on that day. Past the security station, there's a gate, see? Past that are the studios. And here it is, Studio 1. This is the scene of the murder where the body was found. Now, on the day of the murder, October 15th, there were only 3 people here. The victim, Jack Hammer, the defendant, Will Powers, and a young woman, the production assistant. All the production staff were in the employer until noon. Then after lunch, the victim, Jack Hammer, went to Studio 1. Right after that, at 1 p.m., the security lady got to the guard station. Now jump ahead to later that day at 5 p.m., the production staff came to Studio 1 to perform a rehearsal. Needless to say, the rehearsal was cancelled. The time of death was 2:30 p.m. The samurai spear found lodged in the victim's chest was the murder weapon. That's the case in brief. Anyone like to hear that again?
Should I listen to that whole thing again?
No. Please, no.
I'm really tempted.
Yeah, but I also don't feel like saying it all again.
I think I can probably remember. I would have fast-forwarded it through anyway. I think I probably remember that.
So the murder weapon was a spear. How medieval. How medieval.
Let's die.
Yeah. Your Honor, the case is quite simple if you ask one question. And that question is, what did the security lady at the guard station say? Understood. Let's call the security officer to the stand. I can't tell where my... I'm gonna be honest here, at some points, like, the voice is just kind of fused.
Yeah.
Will the witness declare her name?
Why, aren't you a handsome fellow? I'm afraid I'm a bit flustered.
Your name, please!
Oh, dearie, no need for you to be embarrassed. Just call me Grandma.
Your name, please!
Seems Edgeworth has a bit of trouble getting his witnesses to say their names. Wendy Oldbad, dearie. So just call me Grandma. It's practically my name. So even when I was Oldbad, still the other children made fun of me because of his name. Can you believe it? There was this boy, Captain Chess Club in junior high. He called me an Oldbad, and I tried.
Objection! I object to the witness talkativeness! Objection sustained. The witness will refrain from rambling on the stand.
I was just getting to the dirt part, dearie.
Perhaps we can get to the testimony. I'd like to point out, if you've seen the previous videos, you kind of notice that when Edward yells, he stops doing the British accent, and I like to imagine that he's purposely doing that to like up his like poshness.
Yeah.
Now the witness was sustained at the main gate on the was stationed at the main gate on the day of the murder, correct?
Yes, see, I was.
And to get to the scene of the murder, someone would have to pass by you.
You know your stuff, dearie.
You may begin your testimony.
It sure is one hell of an old bag.
I love how Judge is like, I don't care about this person either.
On the day of the murder, I arrived at the dart station at 1 p.m. Poor old Hammer and the rest have been doing a run-through there since the morning. I had some errands to run that morning. Anyway, it was 1 o'clock when I got to the dart station. I was at the main gate from then until 5. Now, the murder happened at 2:30 p.m., right? Interesting to me because a certain man walked right by me at 2 p.m. It was Powers, that man right there, and he was heading north of the studio.
You saw the defendant then. Very well, let's begin the cross-examination, Mr. Wright.
Yes, Your Honor. Alright, now we got cross-examine. Any of the murder. What kind of errands? Okay. Oh, well, yeah, now. Answer the question. Actually, I was watching for Hammer and Powers. Observing you now. Observing? Well, weren't you supposed to be at the dart station? Whippersnapper, I told you I locked the gate, didn't I? I did my job. I'm not sure your boss would see that way. Anyway, I always watch Hammer's run-throughs, always. Never missed one in all my years.
Wow! Wow! I want to see you Steel Samurai run through too!
You could twin me in a spirit medium and take up dart duty.
Not a bad idea.
That was a joke, Maya. Yep.
What? Because a certain...
Actually, if I...
Press on that, press on that, press on that.
2 p.m. No, press, okay.
You don't want to...
2 o'clock. You sure? Sure as spit!
Well, who was the man?
Really, you should try not to get so excited at your age. You might strain something. Now, don't get your skivvies up all in a bunch. I'll tell you who it was.
Actually, yeah, I'm gonna press on here. The Powers. Press on it.
So you saw Mr. Powers. That's what I said. God, wax in your ear, Sonny. I'm gonna fucking say.
The reason I said press on it is because I don't know if it'd be acceptable to just present the thing immediately. Nick, this is your chance!
Yeah, time to pull out the secret weapon. I'll say it again, it was him.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, I guess you can just present it.
Objection! Let me get this straight, old bad, Miss Old Bad. You've been saying since yesterday that you saw Mr. Powers, correct? Well, you were talking about the man in this photo, aren't you?
Just a moment, Mr. Wright. Let me see that photo.
He's a guy.
What is this exactly?
None other than the Steel Samurai, defender of Neo-Old Tokyo. Miss Old Bad.
Ooh, that's a new one. Odysseus.
Is this the Mr. Powers that you saw? Of course. Didn't your mama teach you any sense, Sonny? Anyone can clearly see that's Powers, right?
No, they can't! Well, I mean, I wonder.
True.
I even fucking Edward can't like deal with this shit. Like,
yeah.
This is some bullshit, man.
True, Mr. Powers does play the role of the Steel Samurai. But that doesn't mean Mr. Powers is the Steel Samurai. I know that. I was born yesterday. No.
No one in this court is accusing you of that, Mr. Witness.
He's having trouble calling her old bad, apparently.
However, you do not have proof that the person in this photo is Mr. Will Powers, do you?
Nosy old man. Of course I have proof. What?
What?
Even Edward is surprised?
The prosecution would like to ask the witness, please make known all information in your possession ahead of time!
How was I to know everyone would be so nosy? You should be ashamed, all of you. Anyway, I showed that photo to the young detective. He told me this isn't any good as evidence, pal. He didn't even give it a second look. Wow, old Windbad has left even Edward speechless. She's good.
Let's hear about your proof then. Only a couple.
I never saw anything I don't mean, mind you. That morning during the run-through of the action scene, I saw Powers trip and fall. He broke one of the props. It was a big mess. Apparently, he sprained his ankle pretty bad. Now look at that picture. You can see he's dragging his leg. See? Clear as day. That's how I knew it was Powers. Happy?
So he had sprained his ankle. Very well, Mr. Wright, you may cross-examine the witness.
She's got to be hiding something. I'll press her until she squeals.
That's your quote to say, to press just about everything.
Oh. Trip and fall? Yes, and the plane she's supposed to be the Steel Samurai. What a laugh. So Powers sprained his ankle. I helped make it better for him, of course.
Yeah, helped make it better.
I kissed it where it hurt.
Let's just skip over this part, shall we?
Where was the assistant then? Oh, her? She was cleaning up backdrops, I think. She doesn't know about Powers' ankle.
You may continue your testimony.
One of the props. Are you absolutely sure? Let's take a look at the picture again. So he was watching strangely because he was injured. Judge.
Does look like he was dragging his foot.
See? And he didn't trust me, Whippersnapper. So I knew. Already sure. Still, you can't look at this and say it was Mr. Powers.
Yo. Another new server. Yes, but only Mr. Powers would have been dragging his leg. He has a point. It does seem quite likely that was Powers.
There's got to be more to this. I better keep pressing her. Let's see.
Well, Nick, find any clear contradictions?
Well, she seems pretty sure that Powers was in the photo. I guess I'll just press her and see if I can shake her conviction. I will press every single message. Whippersnapper! Hey, I haven't said anything yet. Oh, if you know that I'm not pointing fingers at anyone behind their backs. Everything I've said is on the straight and narrow. Youth today always whining about each other, pointing fingers this way. That's always what made an old lady cry.
Mr. Wright! Finally, Captain Nemo! Please, for all of our sakes, try not to upset the witness!
I think Edward has his match. Wait. Who was present at the run-through? Well, let's see. There was Powers, he's a Steel Samurai. Then poor old Hammer, the evil magistrate. And me.
And what exactly were you doing?
Observing, just observing.
That sounds wrong.
What about this? Did we already do this? One of the props. Wrote a prop? Sure did, his own samurai spear. Samurai spear, the murder weapon? Luckily, I was there with my duct tape to fix it. This strikes me as a significant detail. I better write this down in the court record.
I've been trying to get this character, like, while you're doing this. A 5-star.
He sprained his ankle pretty bad.
I think we've heard enough.
Thank you.
Haven't we, Your Honor? Well, there is one thing that bothers me. Which is... where is this Steel Samurai costume now? Actually, well, we can find it. We're looking through. Anyway, that's not important. The witness did see the Steel Samurai, yes. And it is clear that the person in the Steel Samurai suit was Mr. Will Powers. I suppose that's right.
Are you sure you're sure, Mr. Owner? Hold it right there. Let me see.
You should have said before you said object.
We keep talking possibilities, but we have to agree that this photo shows the Steel Samurai. Nowhere in this photo can we see Mr. Will Powers.
The defense has a point. I also wonder if someone else would not caught on camera could have killed Mr. Hammer. We have to consider that possibility also. And then allow me to remove the doubt from your mind, dear Honor. Will the witness continue her testimony, please?
No need to ask twice.
And this is where we get in Penny Nichols' thing, I think.
The time report name was the end of those 2:30 p.m., true. The only person I saw go to the studio before then was Will Powers. No one else went there. If they had, I would have seen them. Wasn't there
so no one else went to the studio. And it would have to be the Steel Samurai who did it. What?
Actually...
Shit, you skipped over a line of mine.
You see, if you look at this, it says photo number 2. And you see, the camera takes a picture every time.
Yeah. No, I think it's no one else.
Every time you, I'm just gonna try to think. You know it's right when the music stops. Hold on!
Yeah.
Look at this photograph one more time. This photo was taken by a camera at the gate of the studios, correct? Yes, sir, sonny. So, whenever anyone passes by here, it automatically takes a picture. And here I thought you didn't know your head from a hole in the ground. Right, anyway. It's also true that the computer in the guard station records all security cam data. Ooh, you know, if you wanted to work at the studio, we might have an opening. That very computer finished this photo.
I think Maya would like it.
Yeah. Note that on the back of the photo are printed the words, October 15th, 2 p.m., photo number 2. Even I know that means it was taken at 2 p.m. on October the 15th. Really, Sonny. Actually, I knew that too. The issue here is at the bit at the end where it says photo number 2. Photo number 2? The computer only held data for one photo on that day. Don't you think that's odd? Shouldn't this photo be photo number 1 if it was the only photo?
Order! Order! Please tell the court what you mean by this, Mr. Wright.
Actually, that's why I want to ask the witness. This evidence shows that not one, but 2 people went to the studio that day. Yet there is only data for one of the photos. Who could have erased the data for the other photo? Only someone with access. The security lady herself. Eh? Me? You watch your mouth, Whippersnapper. The only person I saw that day was Will Powers. But the camera on the gate fired twice. That means 2 people went by. Well, yes, that's what it seemed to me. Judge.
Can the witness explain this to the court?
I don't understand these newfangled computer things. Edgy boy, help!
Huh? Believe me, I want to, but I don't know what this means either.
Some help you are. You're a whippersnapper too. Whippersnapper?
Something the matter, Miss Oldbag?
Ah, that's right. I just remembered something.
The funny part is that whole moment there actually shows she legitimately did forget about this.
Yeah.
Meaning she wasn't hiding anything, she just straight up forgot.
Effort door.
Let me guess. Someone else passed by the gate? Someone other than Steel Samurai?
Well, yes, I suppose you can put it that way.
William. I see. Your testimony, please.
The other person. Every day after I finish my jar duties, I have one other important thing to do. I go through the photos recorded on security computer and check them. I throw out any photos that aren't suspicious looking to see. Come to think of it, now I remember throwing out one photo that day.
Miss Oldbag, this is the first I've heard of this!
Well, of course, Sonny, I've only just remembered it.
Right. Anyway, Mr. Wright, please begin the cross-examination.
Well, I'd say this was a turn for the unexpected, but I kind of expected this.
Kind of.
Well, she expected there to be another person.
Yeah. How exactly do you determine what isn't suspicious looking? Oh, you can tell by looking at their faces, for the most part. For the most part? This is a murder trial, Miss Oldbad. Well, I didn't touch suspicious. That's suspicious looking Will Powers photo, did I? I think she's missing the point. I think that now I remember throwing out one photo. Well, who in the heck wasn't that photo you erased? A fanboy. Fanboy? Steel Samurai fanboys, real freaky, you ask me. They get information about the rehearsals from Josh knows where. They're always hanging about.
Probably salmonella.
What was there that day? He likes kids. Wait a second, didn't you say no one else would get in? I locked the main gate so no one else would get in. Those were your words. Well, if you must know, there's a drain that goes into the employee area. The drain has been loose for a while. It leads outside, and, well, that's where they come in. They're coming through the drain! I told you they were freaks. Oh, and they're kids. Children. Whippersnappers. Kids! So, on the photo, you erased. It was a boy, probably second or third grade. What?!
Y'all acting like kids can't murder. Let me get this straight. You saw two people pass on the gate on their way to the studio that day. One was the Steel Samurai dragging his leg. The other was a boy who looked to be in about the second or third grade.
Oh, yes. Well, we see his type there every day. Can't stop him. Can't catch him.
A boy in second or third grade, I assume it would be hard, if not impossible, for a young boy to wield a samurai spear? Impossible, I'd think. It's quite heavy.
Right, as I said, I didn't pay him much mind. That's why I erased the data.
Nick, what's going on? I mean, the boy was there that makes him a suspect.
Yeah, they're already trying to unsuspect him.
This court will take a 5-minute recess. I want the defense of the prosecution to consider this new information. And no forgetting vital information this time!
Been an hour. Mr. Powers?
Yes?
Tell me straight. Were you really in your dressing room? You didn't go to the studio?
I didn't go to the studio. I was sleeping, honest!
Maya.
So, who's the Steel Samurai in that security photo?
How should I know? Steel Samurai costume was off in the corner of the dressing room. Anyone could have walked in and taken it, really!
What?! You sneak back here that stuff!
I couldn't imagine anyone wanting to steal a Steel Samurai costume.
Steal a steal.
Steel Samurai. So where does this leave me?
I guess you could steal the samurai. It doesn't look good. You're the only likely suspect right now.
Nick! What are we gonna do?
First, we play for more time. We'll start targeting someone else at church and see if we have done this.
Right! And it'll take them so long to shoot us down that we can get another day!
Right.
I love how a lot of the time Phoenix's strategies is bluff until the time runs out so he can get more time.
But if we pick the wrong person, we might lose on the spot.
You don't sound very optimistic.
I'm not optimistic at all, actually.
Hey Nick, it's time!
Okay, let's go. I really don't want to deal with that old lady.
I don't think anyone does.
What
What does that mean? Please don't sigh like that.
Back in the trial courtroom.
Court will now reconvene for the trial of Mr. Will Powers. Mr. Edgeworth, will you present the prosecution's thoughts on the matter? The prosecution's thoughts are simple. Nothing has changed. The other person who went to the studio was a boy of roughly 10 years of
I
age.
think he's actually even younger.
2nd or 3rd grade. Let me check. 5th would be like kindergarten. 6 would be 1st. Yeah, he'd actually be younger. 10 would be like 5th grade.
Yeah.
The photo we do have may not be hard evidence. But there's still no one else that could have committed the crime.
I was 10 when I entered 5th grade.
I call for a verdict of guilty for the defendant, Mr. Will Powers. Very well, Mr. Wright. Your thoughts?
The defense disagrees with the prosecution's claim. There is another person who could have committed this crime.
Order? Interesting. Let us hear who you have in mind. However, be aware that this court does not take kindly on accusing the innocent. If you accuse someone who's obviously innocent, you will be penalized.
What defines as obviously innocent?
A 10-year-old.
Right, great. That's the stakes went high enough.
So who was this person that, other than Mr. Powers, that could have committed it?
Security lady. It was a security lady, Wendy Oldbad. Who? Steel Samurai strategy is light in this picture. That means whoever was in the suit knew about that morning's injury. Maybe because they had been watching the action scene run through. There was only one person other than Powers and Hammer who knew about the injury. Security lady Oldbad.
I'm honestly surprised no one ever brought up the fact that it could mean that whoever was inside the costume wasn't big enough for the costume.
Yeah.
Meaning that they'd have to drag their feet because they were kind of like fucking it up.
Yeah. What? Whippersnapper?
Order! Order! Is this true, old bag?
Oldbad, that's Miss Oldbad to you. Miss Oldbad was staying guard alone at the main gate. She was by herself. In other words, she has no alibi. She should have briefly left her post to steal the Steel Samurai costume. Then slipped into Studio 1, scene of the murder.
Why would you go through the trouble of wearing a Steel Samurai costume?
Simply, She knew the camera at the game would take her picture. If she was in this costume, she'd have pointed a finger at Mr. Powers.
I see. Excellent deductive reasoning, Mr. Wright.
Oh yeah, right there. Sherlock Holmes the second, baby!
I mean, your ancestor worked with Sherlock Holmes. Or Sherlock Holmes.
That's odd. Isn't this the part where Edgeworth bounces? Doesn't he usually jump up with an objection and some new damning evidence?
I love the idea that instead of doing what he's doing, Edgeworth actually like goes along with it because he wants to get rid of old egg.
Yeah.
Well, Mr. Edgeworth, does the prosecution have an opinion on the matter? The prosecution has no full objections at this time.
What? What's that supposed to mean? Oh, you all think I did it? Is that it? Edgy boy, don't just sit there. Do something. What's my move? Maybe now's my chance to take this the whole way? Give Granny a break. Well, the very same reason that makes Mr. Powers' self-defense case can be used to cast doubt on Miss Oldbad's actions that day. But why would I do something so horrible to poor Hammer? You forget that Mr. Powers likes a clear motive, too.
Indeed.
That did it. Now Windbad is one of the suspects. No hard feelings, I hope.
Considering how she constantly comes back.
Wait, just a minute. What about the other person who went to the studio? The boy! The one whose photo I erased.
He's only a grade schooler, though. As you said, 2nd or 3rd grade, was it?
That doesn't matter. Age is just a number. When I was that age, I would have paid my old man 10 seconds tops.
Your thoughts, Mr. Wright?
That boy is not the killer. Why? How could you be so sure? Or is it to be nice to the kids and mean to your elders' day? Whippersnapper. I have proof. Proof?
Indeed. Then let's see this proof, Mr. Wright. You have proof that shows that the boy could not have committed this murder.
You see, a photo was taken there, and the murder was like back in the day.
Wait, check the globe map.
Let's see, we went to the main gate. Well, actually,
He died in Studio 1. The kid was at the dressing room. Yeah, he'd have to go through the camera.
This is my proof. Damn it.
Damn it.
Sorry, Your Honor. It's either this or
Maybe the spear itself.
the murder weapon was the samurai spear. That very spear is shown here in this photo. How did the boy have taken the spear? It's impossible.
I see. Well, will the witness ain't be able to care to comment on this? Honestly, I'm surprised he didn't bring up the fact that the boy could have been a witness.
Windbad speechless. It's got to be a first.
Very well. This court will suspend proceedings on the current trial for today. Mr. Redworth, please find out more about your witness, Miss Wendy. What was her old name again? Something Oldbag, Your Honor. Something you Oldbag, Your Honor. Then the prosecution will look further into this old bag before we continue. But that is all. This court is adjourned.
Wait a second! I knew it wouldn't be over that soon. I'm not going to sit here while you run off barking off to run free. Me. I'm talking.
Oh, great! Stop the presses! The windbag wants to talk!
Miss Oldbag, what is this about? Have you omitted something from the testimony?
Actually, if you must know, there's something I was told not to talk about.
Not
to talk about?
By whom?
You mean it wasn't Edward that told not to talk? Well, testify.
Well, testify.
My lips were sealed. Global Studios wanted me to keep quiet about something. There were some other people at the studios on the day of the murder. They say they had nothing to do with it, see? So they just told me they...
yes, the Mafia.
They hadn't been at the studios that day.
You know, who else says, like, see, unless they're, like, part of the Mafia or they're meant to be a New Yorker parody, like Gumshoe over there. Miss Oldbag, this is crucial information. Why would you keep this in the court until now?
Hey, you waitlist, they told me to shut my trap, and I always do what I'm told. No, this isn't a bad dream, Your Honor. Witness the power of the old bad.
I love how everyone uses done of this bitch. Mr. Wright, your cross-examination.
Fine. Even though I don't really want to, it's kind of my job.
I get the feeling the judge and Edgeworth would be perfectly fine just dumping her into the guilty section without any issues.
There were some other people. Who were these people? Well, the director and the producer, for starters.
Honestly, that makes a lot of sense. I have no idea why people didn't realize that.
Yeah.
We should have known something was fishy. How could they have done a run-through of their action scene without a director? Of course!
Yes, well, I was surprised no one asked about it. So where
I love how they actually acknowledged. Why the fuck didn't you guys even bring this up? It makes no sense for them to be doing this without, like, instructions.
The director was in the employee area all morning for a run-through. He joined the producer around lunchtime, and they had the meeting after that.
Where?
Oh, in the Studio 2 trailer. Studio 2? There was a Studio 2?
We acknowledged it earlier, Phoenix.
Well, if you look at the guide map, here it is. Go through the gate and all the way to the left. Path of the monkey's head was fallen over. Well, Mr. Roy, well... I think I've already asked all my questions, but... I gotta continue. Save my name. You told me. Just press name.
Nothing to do with it.
Miss Oldbad, this is a trial for murder. I know that, silly. Still, they were pretty convincing about having nothing to do with it.
Yeah. Why would people say, I didn't do it for murder, when they could very obviously be suspects?
So you got your bonus and you still talked. I could have asked all the questions I have to ask.
Take a break.
Oh.
Hadn't been in the studios that day.
You're right. My voice is dead, so I'm just gonna...
I'll kill this woman, I swear it!
I feel sorry for Edgeworth. Almost. She really left him painting on this one. Them? Who were these people? Oh, director.
Yeah, this is why I said you could just stop. And that's why I said, they literally stated, I think I got all of my questions answered already.
Your Honor, we have learned there were others at Little Studios in the day's question. Director and producer and some bigwigs were all present. Yet, as we stand here, they have not been questioned. I hope that it is impossible to declare a verdict on the defendant, Mr. Powers.
The court acknowledges the defense's point. The prosecution will gather more information about the witness, Miss Oldbag, and more information about these other people we have just been told of. I understand, Your Honor!
He is done.
He is so done at this trial. I don't blame him either. I'd be done if I had to deal with this bullshit too.
Yeah. This
and that is all. The court is adjourned.
Or is it?
It is for this session. Well, you know, other than to talk about the... Thank you so much, Mr. Wright. I was right to ask you to defend me.
Aw, really? It's nothing.
Grin.
Or should I?
Well,
We're going down to the studios to do some more investigating. We have to find out more about this director and producer.
I'm honestly surprised, I'm honestly surprised Will didn't bring this shit up.
They'll be turning it up in the next trial's witnesses for certain. So now's my chance to get material for the cross-examination.
So, Nick, have we figured out just who it was in the Steel Samurai costume? Could it really have been old Windbag?
What do you think, Mr. Powers?
I don't think it was her, really.
Neither do I, Nick.
Yeah, I know. Look, I was just buying time back there. Someone had to be the bad guy.
I get the feeling Edgeworth knew that too, but he just didn't care for her.
Poor old Windbag. I feel kind of sorry for her.
Well, she wasn't winning any points in there with or without my accusation. Okay, let's get down to the studios.
Right! We'll be back to visit you soon.
I'm dead.
Thanks, guys. To be continued.
In 35 years.
We can probably start moving along.
Alright.
Save.
Yes, please. Fuck this game.
This has taken on a lot out of Logan, which is probably why he had like 2 whole weeks where we didn't do anything.
Also, I just wanted to edit some stuff on the Adobe Premiere.
Outside of that, I got the feeling we're probably done for this session. Unless you want to do the investigation.
No.